This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. You're tuned into the TCSF podcast with Big Z in the house. I got Ivan from the Tape Never Lies Network. I'm coming straight to you from the 606 Media Studios, powered by True Chicago Sports Fans. This is episode 282, Shredded Cheese. And if you're a Bears fan, you know what I'm talking about, baby. We're fired up. We're going to dive into everything that makes Chicago great, our Chicago sports teams. Also, remember the 606 Media, your ultimate source for all things Chicago. Don't forget to swing by 606media.com to snag your official podcast t-shirt. We've got for the Love of Sports merchandise line and a bunch of other stuff on there. You can go ahead and pick up this nice little hoodie right here. We got hoodies, shirts, tank tops, all stuff. We got Nike shirt apparel. So go ahead and support your show and your boys. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, go ahead and smash and subscribe button. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, leave us a 5-star review. It means the world to us. And then while you're here, subscribe to the rest of the 606 family and Podskater with myself, Big Z. A bunch of deep diving and fascinating life stories and engaging discussions. You also have No Water on the Weekend with Steven and Sean, a pop culture podcast serving up funny trivia, film, TV, and music, and a bunch of other Chicago-centric happenings. But let's strap it in. It is a victory Monday for the Chicago Bears and the Chicagoland area. And just like Ben Johnson said, fuck the Packers. And let's get into it, bro. The game was amazing. We did a pregame and halftime, and then after halftime, Ivan disappeared. He ended up watching the second half from the car, trying to keep the juju up because they started doing well.
Oh yeah.
Second half. So Ivan, what was your perspective watching it from your phone?
Well, quite honestly, it wasn't any different to start than watching it inside. It was just like miserable. But then, things started happening, and I was like, all right, let me just ride it out. Let's see what happens. Let me just stay here. We had, Eddie had came out, and I was like, nope. I was like, nope, just leave me alone.
We had to do a wellness check.
Right. I appreciate it. I appreciate it that you guys care about me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, nope, stay the fuck out of here. And he went back in, and it was like, yeah, he's not leaving. Like I'm not fucking leaving. Like I'm not going anywhere because I just felt the vibe. I felt the vibe change. And I don't know, there's so many Bears comebacks that I've had, like the big ones that I remember, like I've disappeared or I've done some type of superstitious shit. So I just wanted to keep that going. I did the same thing when the Bears played the Packers last, when they came back. I did the same thing. You guys just didn't notice it.
We noticed.
As often.
We noticed, but I'm not bothering you.
Right. When I go out,
I did the same thing during the Cubs World Series. I showed up to a bar where all my friends were at. All of a sudden, game started going south. I'm like, see y'all later. I'm leaving. And we ended up winning the World Series. So
for the World Series for us, I sat in the same exact spot. Same exact spot. Had the same exact shirt on, the same exact meal. Yeah, superstitious. Did not move. There want no one talking to me. I'm locked in. Do not fucking talk to me.
You should have seen me during the Hawks run, like the 13 run. 15 I was here, but the 13 run, the Boston, the Stanley Cup, that Boston final.
Yeah. I
was living in Washington. I go to this bar outside of base when I was in the Navy, and I would not move. I don't care if I had to piss. I'm waiting for the end of the period, and then I'll go fucking move. And I wouldn't move from my spot for the entire period. Commercial, don't give a shit. Smoke, don't give a shit. I'll wait. Like it's just what I did.
Yeah, for that run, we were at this bar that's no longer there. It's called the Owl over there, like it's like, what is it? I don't know what that is. That still West Loop? I don't even know. It's right by the Target over there by.
They start renaming things, like they're starting to.
Yeah. It's empty now. It's empty now. But like I literally sat at the same exact stool for all the games, and then I didn't even notice that Channel 5 had set up a camera. It was just there, and we're like, oh, they're gonna probably do a post game or something, interview people. No, dude, that thing was running the entire time. So I was all over Channel 5 screaming and hugging people. Yeah. Again, we're very superstitious when it comes to our Chicago teams. We love our Chicago teams. And the Bears have advanced to the NFC division round after a 31-27 comeback on the Green Bay Packers. We trailed 21-6 at one point, which was a half. One of the biggest collapses besides the Super Bowl. And guess what? The same coaches were on that team in Atlanta. We had a couple players on each side that are on the Bears now on offense and defense. So Ben Johnson showed them that game and said anything is possible. So I'm so ecstatic. Like I'm walking on clouds today at work. I'm like, nothing's gonna bother me. Nothing's gonna bother me.
I still haven't like fully grasped that, like what just happened, what happened on Saturday night. Like
Mhm.
even today when I'm getting asked, like people are, oh, your game, and I'm trying to talk about it. I'm just like, what do you say to that? Like the Bears still have their flaws, but it's almost as
Right.
if like the adjustments and the corrections and this belief and this will and this team can overcome that. And it's just like, what does this team look like if they're firing on all cylinders? Like what does it look like when we're running a clean first half?
Yes, this is year one. This is year one.
And if the defense could show the energy that they did in that second half, we didn't get a turnover and we won the game, guys. We didn't get a turnover, and the Bears held them to less than a yard rushing in the second half.
Mhm.
I mean, there was something different about that the Bears defense, the physicality. We even talked about Dennis Allen dialing up the blitz more. He started sending, more and more blitzes and trying to cause some pressure. But I just thought the physicality and the effort changed completely that second half. I don't know what they said, but it changed big time.
I mean, this team has been a team of adjustments, second half adjustments specifically. But like I said, imagine year 2 or year 3 of Ben Johnson and Caleb, and now we got a defense that can complement them. Look out, everyone. Look out the NFC North, look out the NFC entirety, look out NFL, because we have a lot of flaws right now. And we're still showing the will to win, the way of finding different ways to win, whether it's takeaways, last minute comebacks, whatever it is. At the end of the day, Caleb locks in the second half, specifically in the fourth quarter, locks in and says, boys, let's do this. I got you. Just make sure you're open. You know what? I got a little thing because this was on the radio today, and it came up on my feed, and I gotta address this because people were upset that Ben Johnson on the field said "fuck the Packers." Then in the locker room, he said "fuck the Packers." He is all about the rivalry. He is talking like he's one of us. So let me play this from ESPN Chicago, Waddle and Sylvie. This is Sylvie talking about people commenting on Ben Johnson.
Did call Ben Johnson classless or said it was a classless move. You know how I feel about Swirsky. I've had him blocked. Couple of Chuck Swirsky. I got to tell people don't realize what a bad dude he is. When Matt
a bad dude he is.
And they parted company. Chuck Swirsky was the first guy to call the bosses, telling them, you can get rid of Yurko. You can get rid of Harry. No one will do a better job at that show than me. He has called this station before when we used to put Bill Winnington on. And he used to complain about us to our bosses that we were putting Winnington on, who was a former NBA champion, over him. And that we need to put him on the station. He is a guy that will shake your hand and stab you in the back. He is one of the worst people out there. And for Chuck Swirsky to think that anybody cares about what he thinks about Ben Johnson swearing in a victorious locker room, it's absolutely ridiculous. Chuck Swirsky is another guy who will never call out Jerry Reinsdorf. He will continually kiss his ass. He'd rather lose 60 games a year as the announcer of the Bulls than care about what Ben Johnson is doing with a win. That guy is awful. He's a bad dude, and he's not good at his job.
I think you need to get off the fence on this issue. I don't know where you stand.
Yeah, I know. I'm such a fence rider. He is. I finally had enough of him. He would shake my hand and stab me in the back. I've experienced it. I would see him at Bulls games is what he do. And then a day later, he was going up to Jerry Reinsdorf showing what the mean tweets that people were saying about the Bulls. What a rat. What a bad person.
Yeah.
And
So we went
I
off.
hope you give him hell. I really do. There are not many people in this business that I don't like. I care about my relationships. That is one of the worst guys. My wife told me, do not address this. Do not bring this up. He doesn't deserve your time. I don't know how to fight without that way. And this is one bad person.
Can I just say about Dick Vitale, I just respectfully disagree with his take on
Dick Vitale's a good dude. Dick Vitale has raised millions for cancer research. Dick Vitale needs to stay in his lane on this situation. Chuck Swirsky has stirred it up in this town, but acting like he's a good person for years and years and years. And those, in my opinion, are the worst people in the world.
Sylvie literally went off.
That was fucking radio gold.
Yes.
That's like the Lee Ilya fucking rant that the Grabber got. Like that's I mean, it's not clearly not as profane and legendary, but like that is something that's
exposing motherfuckers that are in the industry. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now.
We talked about that shit. Did
Yes,
I
we
not?
Yes, we did. And I'm gonna tell you right now, firsthand, with Chuck Swirsky, I have reached out multiple times over multiple years, different times of the year, before the Bull season, when they're on break for the halftime, for the All-Star break. All these times I've reached out. He's like, yeah, I'll do it, and then cancels. Oh, I had to go to church. Oh, I had this. Oh, I had that. I know we're not the biggest show. But we've had some pretty big guests that have blessed us with their time. Okay? But if you're not going to do something, don't commit. Don't commit and then leave me hanging.
What he's talking about is something deeper. Like,
right.
Like
So
that's like
He's trying to get them fired, right?
And they're the longest fucking running show.
Mm-hmm.
They're the longest running count. They're about to get 4 hours. You know, they're about to start a new time. They're about to that's wow.
So it started with the whole Dick Vitale because I saw his tweet and I was like, Dick, just stick to basketball. Like, I respect everything that you do, but stick to basketball. But for him to say that instead of being like, yeah, go Bears, and bro, who cares if you swear?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's one of the biggest nothing burgers of the week. I was pumped. I was like, this is exactly what we fucking need in a head coach. Like he's a one of us.
Yes.
He's making sure he,
Connects.
acclimates himself to us and connects to us. And I got a screaming baby up there. But he makes sure that he wants to connect and he wants to be a Bears fan and he buys in. I'm going to go take care of this, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. JC, what's your thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts are this. You know what? I know that, Ben Johnson addressed today that, he spoke to George McCaskey and that, because again, George during the Hard Knocks did not want any swearing, did not want any cursing, look, get over it. All right. If you think your fan base is not sitting there cursing and swearing, anyway, get over yourself. All right. I hear horrible things in the church parking lot more than I do from the coaching staff of the Bears. All right. So we can get over that. All right. Not only that, it's about time we had a coach that had some fire behind him, that had some balls to stand up and be fiery and say, you know what? This is a rivalry. We are here to win the North. We are here to beat the Packers no matter what. Year after year, Like their reign of terror is over.
Their
Like,
reign of terror
I
is-
respect that. However, at the same time, you know what? It doesn't matter if it was, you know, ESPN caught it or whoever. It would have got out eventually, you know, because
got
they
NFL
always film his
films.
good, better, best, you know,
Right.
chant at the end of the game.
Yes.
They always film the game ball stuff, you know. Just, you know, we saw, like, you know, with the Caleb Williams getting emotional and all this stuff. Of course, like the Bears are winning, you know, the team behind everything, with their and everything, they want this out there. And we as fans want to see this, right? This whole years of Eberflus and all these guys who were, you know, timid and soft spoken and all that stuff, it's over. Right? And to me, like, I respect that, because at the end of the day, when the offseason came and we fired Eberflus, there were only two coaches that were on my board. It was Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson for the Bears. That's it. And look what Vrabel has done turning around the Patriots. So I know, like, once the Patriots job opened up, I knew we had no chance of Vrabel, right? However, like, you see the intensity that, like, Vrabel coaches with. That's what we need. The days of, like, these pushover coaches that are team players, that are not holding people responsible, that are not pushing these guys to their full potential, those days are over. And you know what? Maybe a guy needs to be cursed out every once in a while.
Oh, look what happened to Tyreek Stevenson, right?
I don't know. Maybe
Last
I'm
week
wrong.
He didn't play. We don't know what happened, what he did. Was he not prepared? Did he not practice? We have no idea. Was it off the field? We have no idea. He made his ass dress.
He could have showed up late to a meeting. Who knows? We don't know.
We don't know. But he made his ass dress and said, "Son, stand right here, and you're gonna watch this game with me." Guess who was prepared and was and you know, even in press conference, he's like, "No, I'm just a team player. I'm a team player." He kept saying that over and over. I'm here for whatever the team needs me. He got the message. You want to play? You play by my rules.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson runs that locker room.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers are scared of him and respect him.
I just don't get the backlash. I don't. I truly don't. You know, we've watched Aaron Rodgers talk shit to us. We've watched Packers fans talk shit to us. Packers players, ex-Packers players, fucking Clay Matthews, bitch ass, fucking talking shit at the draft. You know what I'm saying? The Bears still suck. All
At
that
the
shit.
draft.
Yeah, at the draft and shit. Yeah, I remember. We remember all that shit.
We remember everything.
Yeah, we remember it all. The Bears still suck. They still, you guys can't you can't do it. Oh, they're the same old Bears. Yeah, we remember all that fucking shit.
Oh no,
So-
we got receipts. We got receipts for all that.
So to me, if a Bears coach wants to buy in and he's gonna buy in with us, yeah, fuck the Packers. Fuck them.
Yeah. Remember when we drafted Loveland? Their radio was like, "What the hell are they doing? What a horrible fucking draft pick."
I was even mad, but I'm fuck that. Loveland's the man.
Yeah. Oh, Caleb paints his nails. He can't.
I'm gonna hit a little something for you guys.
Can't hear it.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit something for you guys.
Packers suck.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm sick of it. All the bashing that we got. I fucking own you. Double check. They weren't crying then. They weren't crying then when Aaron Rodgers was doing that. I fucking own Chicago. Double check. Duh, 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 duh. Well, guess what? There's a new fucking daddy in town. You're gonna go to your room and do your fucking homework, or I'm gonna beat your ass. That's what Ben Johnson's doing now. That's what Ben Johnson's doing now. End of fucking story. This coach is Chicago. If he grows a mustache, forget it. It's over.
And if people are worried, like wondering, like, oh, what's this beef? Like, you remember, it's that Michael effect. This is Michael created beefs in his head. This is that type of mentality. This is that mentality where it's like, man, fuck these guys. They're against us. They're not on our team. Well, fuck them. Like, that's That's everything we want. That's what Chicago wants. I know that. Anybody
Yes.
who's crying about it is either like outside Chicago or doesn't have anything to do with the Bears or is a fucking Packers fan. So I really don't give a fuck what they have to say. Fuck the Packers. Fuck them. And if you have any problem with that too, well then fuck you too. All right. I'm going full Tupac on this shit. All right.
Oh man, it was what a fucking game. What a fucking game. Caleb throws for 361, 24 for 48, 2 touchdowns, 2 NOs. DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 54 yards. Monangai, 8 for 27. We need to run the ball more. We need to run the ball. I know we were behind. That's the biggest reason we didn't run the ball.
I thought they stuck with it enough, even behind, like where it wasn't like you were just one dimensional and those safeties were creeping up on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They mixed it in, but what I wanted to get that is stop putting DJ Moore in the fucking backfield. They know that's a running play. Stop getting fucking cute. You have 2 great running backs that can punch motherfuckers in the face.
Yeah, for me, like especially in the first half, like the first drive, it was almost all pass. And we said like we need to come out and establish a run game and shove it down their throat. And like we sat there and I watched like I think it was like the first 3, 4, 5 plays were all pass plays. And I'm sitting there like, what did we start an extra big for? Why did we bench or sit Jade Walker and put another big in if we're not going to go big and run it down their throat? Like I didn't understand what we were doing. Like we talked whole pregame about, we're going to go big. We're going to put extra tight ends out there. We're going to put an extra lineman out there and we're going to shove it down their throat. And then it was like the complete opposite game plan. So, I mean, when you look at the overall numbers, DeAndre Swift, 13 rushes, Kyle Monangai, 8 rushes. Then you get into the DJ Moore, the Luther Burden, the Cole Kmet, the whatever. But to me, between DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai to have 21 rushes, I mean, I really want to see that up around 26 to 28 rushes. I really think we need about another 6 to 8 rushes from those guys per game. And again, it's for whatever reason, we talked about that the success of our run game mostly seems to be behind Darnell Wright. All of a sudden they're running to the left. And I'm like, okay, like that's also not, for a guy who's supposed to be Mr. Statistics and, going for it on 4th down, it's kind of one of those where it's like, what are we doing here? We're going against everything the statistics show. One last thing I'll talk about, the final play of the game to DJ Moore. Did you guys know that play was actually used against us?
Yep, that's yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Washington Commanders earlier this year used that exact play to beat us. And Ben Johnson goes, all right, I see you. That was a great fucking play. Let me stick that in my bag.
We
and he pulled it out against the Packers.
We had that play in the first quarter, or the second quarter. We used it as a screen. So what happened?
They used many variations of that screenplay. Yes. However, but again, when we faced the Washington Commanders earlier this year, they ran that exact play to beat us. And again, Ben Johnson said, I like that play. Let me stick that in my bag of tricks and let me hold on to it for a while.
What ended up happening, because we used it twice as a screenplay, is that the safety tried to cheat and left DJ Moore wide open. Boom. There you go. Touchdown. Yeah. Thank you very much.
It's beautifully designed, because even Darnell Wright, who is your right tackle, lined up at left tackle for that play to quote unquote go out and block for this play. Yep.
Right.
So even by design, you're moving your right tackle, and then they stuck a tight end as your right tackle for that play. So kudos to the tight end to hold his block to make that play happen. Kudos on Darnell Wright selling the screenplay to Luther Burden and DJ Moore just scorching his guy. Beautifully, absolute beautiful design play. And again, the Commanders used it against us earlier in the season, and Ben said, I fucking like it. Like, that was amazing, and I'm going to stick that in my bag.
You also had Ozzy Trapillo injured on that play before that, and he hopped his ass off the field so we wouldn't burn a timeout. Trapillo is done for the season with a patellar injury.
That's huge.
That is huge because now you got the Canadian Eagle stepping in for him. And also TJ Edwards is also done for the year with a fractured fibula during the game. We saw that on screen, and we knew that was a broken leg as soon as we saw it because you couldn't stand on it afterwards.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't know if it was ankle. But,
Yeah, I
know,
thought it looked
although
like
Cam
just something with
Scadaboo,
ankle,
it looked like his ankle. It did look like his ankle, but it's the the fibula. It's
right.
bone that connects to it. So we don't know exactly where the break is, but that is huge. Hopefully we can get Amin Albambinga back next week to fill in for TJ. That'll be huge. CJ Gardner can be a depth guy next week if he's back from concussion. And then hopefully
we're probably going to run mostly small or big nickel against the Rams anyway in their pass attack. So having CJ Gardner Johnson back would be fantastic if that's possible. Guys, we got to talk about it. Kyler Gordon, he did not look very good this week.
No, I part of it I feel like go ahead. What you say?
I agree, but I mean, he was getting scorched, and they were going after him.
Yeah, and I wanted him to be the fucking player that, like, he had to step up. I mean, there was one or two plays. Like, there was one play where he ran the route pretty well, almost got the pick. But like you said, it was just you could tell he wasn't up to speed. I feel like it's you need more reps. You've been out for a long time. It was not a great performance.
No. By the stats, total yards, the Bears win that 445 to 421. Passing yards, we win that 352 to 322. Rushing yards, we lost that 99 to 93. Yards per play, we had 5.8, they had 6.0. First downs, 24 for us, 21 for them. Third down conversions, 10 for 19, 6 for 15 for them. So that second half where we shut them down really messed them up. Fourth down conversions, Ben was super aggressive, and we saw him mouth it last week where he said, I should have fucking went for it. He was going for every fourth down, just about. 2 for 6. They went 3 for 3. Total plays, 77 to their 70. Both teams allowed 1 sack. We did not punt the entire game. They punted 4 times. Penalties, only 2 for 5 yards on our side. We didn't lose any fumbles. We did throw 2 interceptions. Time of possession, 32 to 27. So the things we talked in the pregame, which was time of possession, being able to run the ball and converting on third down is what the big takeaways were. And they showed up. That second half was huge, putting up 28 points to their 6 after giving up 21 in the first half and us only putting up 3. So a complete flip of a game. Next week, guys, we're playing LA, the Rams, one a prolific offense, but they struggled. They had to come back against the Carolina Panthers. They lost to the Carolina Panthers in the regular season. But now they're going to come to the frozen tundra, which is going to be Chicago, Soldier Field. It's supposed to be like 8 to 10 or 8 or 18 degrees or whatever it might be. It's going to be cold, snowy. Stafford does not do well in cold weather. He played in a dome.
Yeah, I just play the game. Don't even worry about all that. Just play the game. I hope it does affect them, and I believe it will affect Rams team. But just play the game. Like,
I mean, I know due to Stafford's age, maybe you would say he doesn't play well in the cold. But I mean, you got to figure, like, he played in Detroit for how many years? So he played in Green Bay weather and bear weather for a very long time for his career. So I wouldn't put it past Stafford. Going back to it, Green Bay only 9 yards. 9 yards in the second half. Kudos to the defense. absolutely, I swear to God, the Bears team just likes to make me look horrible and stupid, because at halftime, you guys literally looked at me and said, Jason, how do we stop Green Bay? And what did I say? I think I said something to the effect of, guys, I don't think we can.
Mhm.
Earlier in the season, I said, I don't know that Manung guy's that tough a runner. Like, he's a little bit on the small side. Guys, I think the Bears just love making me look horrible.
Maybe.
I think I'll take it every time. It guarantees a win for us, man.
Maybe I am the bulletin board material that they need to, go out there and perform. I don't know. But going back to one more thing with Trapillo, with the patellar injury, it does not look good. It could actually be career ending. Only 40, I think I was reading the numbers, only 45% of players that have that particular injury ever play again. And of that, I think it's like, even to come back, it takes like 2 years. So it's going to be a long road for him to recover. And that's not good for us. Obviously Braxton Jones is back practicing. And Theo, I hope to God Theo gets the start, with Braxton being a backup. However, long term, this is not going to be good for the Bears. Because we could really use Trapillo out there and Theo as the backup swing tackle, etc.
Well, on that note,
It's gonna be a tough.
I'm gonna take off here, but yeah, the guy was excelling. Like that's a tough one. That one sucks.
Definitely is a tough one.
Yeah.
But again,
I mean, we do have Josh Simmons out there, who was drafted this year, who had the same injury. So it is possible. But they basically say most people, it takes 2 years to recover from this injury, to be 100%. So again, long road to recovery. And hey, Trapillo, you're the man for standing up and walking off the field with an injury like that, and saving us timeout. So kudos to you. Everybody give that man a round of applause.
Oh, do I have that?
And Ivan, I know you got it.
Yeah. But yeah, it sucks. It really does. But I'll see you guys later. Fuck,
all right,
Ozzy, man.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right, guys. That is Ivan from the Tape Never Lies. He's jumping on doing his own show just in about 30 to 40 minutes. So you can, once you're done with us, you can go ahead and switch over to that channel. But we're going to take a quick break. And on the flip side, we do the Madhouse on Madison report. And there's some Cup news to talk about. So we'll do that on the other side of the break. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hey there, Chicago enthusiasts. Are you ready to take your fandom to the next level? The True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast has got you covered with some serious cool merch that screams Chicago pride. From cozy sweaters to trendy tank tops, we got it all. Show off your love for the city with our iconic red, white, and blue logo, or stand out with our exclusive collection for the love of sports. Whether you're lounging at home, breaking a sweat at the gym, or cheering on your team at a game, our gear is a must-have for all you diehard Chicago sports fans out there. Don't hesitate. Visit bonfire.com/store/606-media-store/. Or simply just click the link in the description and snag your gear ASAP. Get ready to make some noise, show your pride, and embrace the Chicago spirit with True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast merch. Designed for you, the ultimate fan, for the love of sports.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
The True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. We also got JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football. And again, you want to catch us at a live event. We are making a home of ourselves in Forest Park at Casa Humilde, 7700 Madison in Forest Park. I was trying to put the clip up, but yeah, you could see it on the on our Facebook page and on my personal page and the IGs and all that stuff. Where I was filming the last play, and everyone's like, "Get him, get him, get him!" When the play breaks down, and then the jubilation of the entire bar erupts, and high fives all around. JC and your people were there, and I had some friends there. E-Rock was there, and I had some coworkers there, and man, that place was rocking. Man, I'm still getting over the high of that victory, man. But let's do the Madhouse on Madison report. We're looking at the Chicago Bulls, who actually have been playing a little better, just a little bit. Bulls did win on Sunday, along with the Blackhawks and the Bears to cap off that day. But I mean, I'm trying to pull it up right now. The victory over the Mavs, 125-107. No Anthony Davis. He's always hurt. Looking at the box score for the Chicago Bulls that day, you had Okoro with 13 points, Buzelis with 15 points. You have Vucevic with 15, Trey Jones with 13, Kobe White with 22. Obviously, we have some injuries as well, so that's why you didn't see Giddey playing. He's still injured. But this is a good output. My biggest concern is now that you have Kobe White, how does he fit in with Giddey? And when one or the other is in, I feel like the offense runs a little bit better. When both are in, they're still trying to figure themselves out. And it kind of reminds me of what they had with Kobe White and Zach LaVine and DeMar and all these options where you don't know who is the guy. Was Ivan smoking tonight? Yeah, he probably was. But right now, the Bulls are sitting in mediocrity. With their 3 games under 500, I believe. Standings, they are 2 games under 500, 18 and 20 in the 10th spot. This is what the team is going to be until they make some trades. So I know we love our Chicago teams and we want them to do well, but this team, the way it's constructed, is not something that's going to be feasible to compete in the playoffs. They'll get bounced again first round in the play-in game or whatever, or play-in tournament. They'll win one game and get into the tournament and lose. But they are playing better. They are 11-9 at home, 7-11 on the road, 5-5 in the last 10, winning 1. They play next. They play the Rockets tomorrow. So that should be entertaining game where there's no defense played. But I also wanted to touch on the game that was like 55 degrees outside in Chicago, and the ice was melting inside the United Center and causing condensation onto the basketball court. Did you see those clips, JC?
No, I did not actually.
No, you did it. So yeah,
No.
they were supposed to start like at 7:10 as usually start, and there was so much condensation in the air, and there was like the floor kept getting wet from all the condensation in the air because it was 55, 56 outside. So that you have a hockey rink underneath the floor. So guess what? It's going to start to melt, and if it melts, it's got to go somewhere. And they had to postpone that game. They waited like an hour and a half to try to mop it up and do all kinds of stuff, and they could not get it under control. So that Bulls Heat game is postponed for another date.
I did hear about the postpone, but I didn't know why.
Yeah, it was
I missed that in news broadcast, I guess, that, which I mean, we talked about this last week. I don't follow the Bulls all that much just because I'm not a fan of the new NBA and their style of play, but I mean, I still keep up with the Bulls for the simple fact of they're my Chicago team, and we always the years of Jordan will obviously always be the best years of my life. Watching him play was, especially because I have seen Michael Jordan play live in person, and it is just something to behold. The way that guy's desire to win, changed an entire city for so many years.
Yep.
And you just watch the Bulls drowned in mediocrity other than, the couple years there with the baby Bulls. Like I said, we want to see this team get back to championship level play. And as you said, it's not going to happen with the talent that we have on the team right now. Uh, there are a lot of expiring contracts and things of that nature. Vooch, Io, Kobe, Kevin Hoyter, you name it. There's a plethora of guys on this team that, we have to make some decisions here. And, what day is the trade deadline for the NBA? NBA.
You got that? Yeah,
Yeah,
why are you
I'm
doing that? Yeah, when you're doing that, I mean, a lot of these guys need to be gone. Let's just be honest; they need to be gone. You need to construct a better team going forward. You don't want to waste the good talent of Josh Giddey and Matas while you have them under team-friendly contracts. I know Giddey's got paid, but still, it's a team-friendly contract. What is the date?
February 5th, the day after my birthday, and and also the week of Super Bowl. So that'll be a very fun, interesting week then between the Super Bowl and NBA trade deadline and everything else.
Yeah, less than a month for this organization to get their head out of their ass and actually do something.
And what worries you is you really haven't heard any news.
Nope.
You haven't heard any, talks, anything.
No, very quiet on the Bulls front. Again, I feel like they're just going to stand pat and just let everything just ride and mess it up all over again. But it is what it is. It is what it is, man. That's a horrible team. Switching over to the other team that plays at the Madhouse on Madison, the Chicago Blackhawks are playing right now. They're down 1-0 to the Edmonton Oilers, and pull up the games right here. I think they've been winning. So.
Yeah, our boy is back and has already been, putting up numbers.
Yeah, what did we?
Ooh, although 32 minutes ago, Connor Bedard scratched versus Oilers with illness, so he is not playing.
The flu's been going around Chicago and everywhere else, so please be careful with that. Make sure you cover your mouth and take medicine and wash your hands and all that. They took care of the Predators on Saturday 3-0. They lost to the Capitals 5-1. Before that, they beat the Blues 7-3, 3-2 over the Golden Knights. Yeah, the Sabres are hot. I mean, you're telling me. Look at the standings. Wow. So the Blackhawks right now have their 3 teams above and the bottom. So the Jets, the Blues are underneath them at the moment because we've won some games and the Blues have lost 3 straight. So, yeah, man. It's again. This is the team. It's fun to watch. We know what they are. They're a developing team. They're drafting very well. The salary cap is hard to buy free agents. We covered all this last week with both teams and what they should do and what they can do. But you're looking at a fun team to watch. Go out and support the Blackhawks. They're 19-19, 19 wins, 19 losses. They're playing 500. And, they had their star out, and they have him out tonight too. But they've been finding ways to get to put some pucks in the back of the net and do what they're supposed to do. So they're never out of it. Right now they're down 1-0, but I've gone to a couple games where they've come back and won. So I know it's right now we're all about the Bears right now, and we're trying to be positive about the rest of the teams, but it is all about the Bears. So Blackhawks go ahead and take care of business and finish that game off. They play at home versus the Flames and the Bruins and the Jets. Wow, they got 4 home games in a row. Wow, that's good for them. So go ahead and check out those games. I know this is what you wanted to get to. This is what you wanted to get to, AJC. I know it is. I know it is.
You know what? I got nothing from the crowd when I screamed it out at the game on Saturday. We were live. We're watching the Bears game, but I don't know what. Like my phone chimed. I pulled out my phone and I screamed it at the top of my lungs. Nothing. Nobody cared. Bear. Look, right now this city is all about the Bears, and we know we love it. But as a Cubs fan, when I read the news, I was like, we just signed Bregman.
Yeah, we did. What's up, HD? What you got? You got a question for us? Go ahead. Fire away. While you're typing that out for us, Alex Bregman bet on himself and appeared to pay off. The 3-time All-Star agreed to a 5-year contract with the Cubs this past Saturday. The deal is reported at worth $175 million, which includes a no trade clause, which was the deciding factor between us and Boston. Boston didn't want to give him that, and the Cubs have signed their third baseman, a bopper, a guy who has won championships before with the Astros. He hit 273 with an 821 OPS, 18 home runs, and missed all of June while doing that. The Sox still owe him $5 million in January of 2028 and $2 million from June in 2020, from 2035 to 2044. Okay, so they're paying him too. So the man is getting paid. He's 31, played his first 9 seasons with Houston, won 2 World Series. He was an all-star twice with them. He had 272, 848, 191 home runs in 1,111 games with the Astros. So this definitely makes the Cubs a playoff contender.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing, right? So now this makes me interested. Like, does Shaw become expendable? Like, do we keep him as
no? Sean's going to bounce around. He's going to be your super utility guy, bouncing out between third and outfield. With that cheap of a contract, you're not going to get rid of that type of talent at that cost.
Right.
Horner might be the guy out.
Yeah, I mean, because again, it's one of those where, like, okay, does Shaw end up in a trade package for somebody? Who knows? That becomes interesting. Of not only that, from the rumors going around is that Tucker is not looking like he's going to re-sign with the Yanks. So that's still possible out there. That
it's not possible because the Cubs are at the threshold before they get taxed. I think they have like $900,000 left over to sign.
Well, here's the thing is, so I don't know if you know, but they deferred money for Bregman.
They did.
Again, I don't know how that works out contract wise. What we have
hasn't been disclosed yet. Yeah, it hasn't been disclosed yet.
So it's one of those. There might be some room available to sign someone else, like the Dodgers have been doing, based on the deferred money. So we'll see. Who knows? But it's one of those where if we could still get a right fielder, I
don't like Seiya.
Seiya's he's kind of a liability defensively, in my opinion.
You also have Ballesteros that looks like he's going to be playing, DH. So it's like you really don't have that much room to wiggle with without making a trade. Again, Nico Horner would probably be the odd man out at the moment if they were going to trade someone because of his contract. I think he makes like $14 million or something like that off the top of my head. Let me read these comments really quick. What would you do?
I don't think Shaw's going to be a catcher.
No, Shaw's definitely a catcher. All right, we got a question here. What would you do if the world had endless supply of hot dogs?
I'd put ketchup on them.
This guy would put ketchup on him. Jesus Christ. I'd pass him out to everybody so no one would be hungry.
If the Bears win the Super Bowl, maybe we'll find out from the Wiener Circle.
Well, yeah, they're gonna have to, Israel wants to pay him $200 million because he's worth it. Well, it's not your money, and they didn't have that money, so they can't pay him that. Shaw's not gonna be the catcher. No, it's not. He said Tucker turned Toronto offer. I don't. Again, we shall see what happens with that saga because I know the Yankees are trying to get Bellinger and Tucker. Rizzo is retired, sir.
Like I said, if we could pull off Tucker, even because everything that I've heard so far is that basically it sounds like where he wants long-term deal. Everything I'm hearing is that people are going to offer him only about 3 years, somewhere in there. So look, if the Cubs can offer him a deal, say 3 years with an out after years 1 and 2, let him hit free agency again, where because we're going to hit, I think it's this year, and then we go into arbitration or lockout anyway, right?
Yeah.
So look, even if we sign him to a 3-year deal and he has an opt-out clause and he decides to exercise that next year, I'm okay with that because
Give
we're
him
gonna
a
be locked in.
3-year and an opt out after every year. You
Yeah.
want to leave, bro? Go ahead. Go get paid. But right now, we're trying to have a winning culture and a winning team on the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. Nico Horner is 11.6 million. Yeah, so that probably be the odd man out if they need to get rid of some salary. I don't
No,
think you.
in
just
my
spend it.
opinion, I mean, there's other people that I'd be looking at to cut salaries before I'd do it to Horner.
I mean, you just signed Thibaut. Carson Kelly's not going anywhere. Colin Ray, not going anywhere. Justin Seals not going anywhere. Phil Malton, you just signed him. Matthew
But like
Boyd.
to me, like guys like Ian Happ and Saya Suzuki are getting paid way more, and I'd much rather clear their contract than Horner.
Ian Happ at
That's just my personal
20.3
opinion.
and Sayers at 17. I get that. Definitely.
Like I mean, Saya's bat is okay, and like I said, having him play DH is whatever. But
Happ is a
to
Gold
me,
Glover.
if I'm paying you $17 million and all you do is hit, like I'm paying you too much money. That's just my personal opinion. Ian Happ, like I said, I mean he's a good player, but Horner's a Gold Glove.
Yep.
You're telling me a guy who's costing you $11 million and is a Gold Glover, you're gonna trade him before Happ?
It could be
I
Happ.
wouldn't.
It could be Happ. It could be Horner. It just depends what the market's looking for. Is the market? I mean, the outfield market isn't heating up. But Kyle Tucker's still there. You still have a bunch of outfielders there. So is there a market for him? Probably not at the moment.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, we have other, outfielders in our system that, need to come up. We got Alcantara and some other guys. Here, let me look up.
Yeah, those guys are not. I don't think they're ready. I mean, they could be sprinkled in, but I don't think they're ready to be an everyday starter. You had Alcantara, you had Ballesteros, you had you just traded one of them, so to Tampa or Miami. I'm sorry, Miami for Edward Cabrera. So they've got some. I think they are another move away from being a real contender. You have a bunch of guys coming back from injury, in Steele, and Tyon will be coming back, so that's going to be huge for the pitching. So again, this is going to be a fun Cubs team to watch. If they can stay healthy, they should be competing for the Central and taking that Central. So the Cubs need 2 more catchers. Well, I think the catchers are pretty okay. I don't think they're spectacular. Miguel Amaya's okay. Carson Kelly's okay. I mean, again, I don't think that's an issue to address at the moment, because getting a great catcher, that's going to cost you. That's going to cost you an arm and a leg, because those guys are literally the cement that holds the team together. So that's going to be very hard for the Cubs to do that. They're going to have to either trade or draft very well. Yeah.
I'm sitting here looking at the prospects. We got Ballesteros, Jackson Wiggins, right-handed pitcher, 2026. Jefferson Rojas, who's a shortstop, second baseman, but he's not due to come up till 2027. Kevin Alcantara, 2026. Ethan Conrad, who is an outfielder, 2028. So, I mean, our prospects, with giving away Owen Casey, not a whole lot out there in the way of, outfielders or whatever that should be in the next couple of years. We're 2028, 20. Yeah, we have more pitchers that it looks like that should be coming up in the next year or so than we do really any
fielders now. Yeah, you did trade a lot of them. Yep. Israel, I would give away Luis Robert because it's $20 million contract and they can't afford that. So I think he's great on the field. He just can't stay healthy. Will his bat resuscitate this year? We shall see. I'm not holding my breath.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who needs a center fielder?
I don't know.
Certainly not the Cubs with Pete Crow Armstrong out there.
Hey, Exactly. I mean, can you imagine if you had? I mean, if Robert can stay healthy and play outfield between having both of those guys on the outfield, nothing's getting dropped. Nothing's getting dropped. Those two guys have wheels. Not that I want it to happen. Relax. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Like I said, I'd rather bring up Kevin Alcantara, see what he's got. But I mean, look, if we could re-sign Tucker, put him back out in right field, I mean, that would be gangbusters for us in that respect. And then you could obviously, bring up Alcantara as more of a get day off kind of,
Yeah, your fourth outfielder. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I when the Casey thing went down, I was kind of like, I don't know, like, I was kind of torn because, we saw him for a few games last year. He did okay. I mean, I thought he was playing pretty well defensively. At bats, he had a couple smashes, but nothing super to, write home about.
Hitters take a while. Take a while.
But it was one of those where it was like, okay, I can kind of see where we're at with him. But like I said, I mean, the fact that we traded him away, I think that really tells me like the Cubs aren't done yet. Somewhere, somehow, we're gonna still get a right fielder, to come in and play for us. Because I don't see Saya being the guy for the right field. I really think that
he might be your DH and Matt Shaw might play right. I don't know, right? Everything's still up in the air. Everything's still up in the air.
I don't know if Shaw's ever played right field. Who knows? But it's one of those where, like I said, I've seen what Saya can do out there, and I'm just not a fan.
Oh no! You got to keep him at DH.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I stand on it. Look, Bregman coming in, that's huge. I mean, I was excited about it. 5-year, 175. I know it's the most the Cubs have ever paid for a player.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to God he comes in and plays extremely well for us. I did see my Bleacher Report when the Bears won. Supposedly Bregman posted a "Da Bears" on his Instagram. So, all right, he's already chosen his side of who he's rooting for. At least for football. He gets the assignment of, hey, you're a Chicagoan now. Bears are what's happening. So, like I said, it's an exciting news. You look at the bullpen. I think making the trade with Casey for another arm, I think that helped us in the long run. We'll see what Shota can do. Shota, last year by the end of the year, kind of was tired out and fallen off, but he was our workhorse. And that's where I got to say is like everybody has kind of, started not talking trash about Shota, but they basically started saying like, oh, his velocity's off, his Well, no offense, in 2 years, how many innings do we have this guy pitch? How many balls has he thrown? Like the guy probably needs a rest. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, it's one of those, I really hope Shota can come back and, put out better performances now that we have arms to back them up in the bullpen. We have another starter now that we traded for. Like I said, everything for the Cubs is looking upwards, except for, I guess, right field. And we'll see where that goes. I'm still holding out hope that maybe we can put something together and entice Tucker to come back, even if it's on a 3-year without opt-outs, and say, hey, even if we defer, maybe say half his salary for the first year. You know what I mean? Where we still fall under that tax, but we'll pay it later.
I would say trade for Luis Robert, put him in the right, and we'll pay 70 to 80% of his contract. You just give us some prospects, some lower level prospects, some A-ball guys.
All right. What's his salary?
Win.
What
20 million for 1 year.
20 mil? You're going to pay 80%.
So we're paying 16.
So we'd have to pay him 4.
Yep.
What were his stats?
He was always hurt.
I'm trying to look up his stat. Because that's the thing, right? I mean, yeah, 4 million would be great, but I mean, if all right, 2025, he had 52 runs, 85 hits, 14 home runs, 53 RBIs. He had a .223 average.
Yeah, but how many games did he play?
He
was
I
hurt.
mean, it's not showing me games; it's showing me at bats. From what I'm
games
looking
played,
at.
110. He played 110 games, 382 at bats.
Yeah.
Average 223 again. But he did have a resurgence towards the end of the season before he pulled his hamstring, and then they just shut him down. Yeah, so he was batting over 300 in the last month that he was playing before he got hurt. So again, if they fixed his swing, it's you're buying low for a 1-year guy who can play the outfield. And do you need him more than 110 games? No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, no, because I mean, Saya can fill in and play, but it's one of those I don't necessarily want Saya out there all the time.
No, you want
if he plays every 5th game, fine. But it's one of those where it's like you don't want Saya out there all the time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it if you're willing to pay the 80%.
He needs to be with a winning organization. He needs to be with an organization that's strict on how they do things. And I mean, the White Sox have turned the corner and have been able to do that and drafting very well and signing veterans and then flipping them and signing more veterans. But he is from the last regime, and Chris Getz is getting rid of all the players from that last regime and that last rebuild. He wants none of that stank on his team and his rebuild. So
yeah, he's 28, so he's
young.
He's still in that prime-ish age.
Yeah. 28 to 35. 20 to 35. All right, JC, I think we're good here. I know you want to watch the rest of this football game. I want to watch the rest of this football game, and I want to get some grub in. I've had a long day of teaching, coaching, and now podcasting. But definitely check us out this Sunday once we know the time. I don't know if we're playing the afternoon game or the Sunday night game. We will be live at Casa Humilde for pre, half, and post-game show. The Monday after that is a federal holiday, so most of us don't work. So come on out and have a couple beers with us. Great food specials as well. Smash burgers, pozole, wings, nachos. The steak nachos are great. That's my favorite right now. But definitely check us out at Casa Humilde, 7700 Madison in Forest Park. We will be there. The boys will be there. I'm trying to get Big Steve to show up as well. He was supposed to show up last week and didn't show up. So I got a bone to pick with that. And he's got big bones.
Well, I can't speak for Big Steve, but my guess is, Urlacher, Hester, some of those guys were at the game. I know usually Steve does like the pregame for Fox, stuff like that. So he may have gotten pulled in by some of the old Bears, and they may have been hanging out. So I don't blame him. You know what? Hey, if anytime Steve can come on and give some time to us, it's always a good thing. So
always a good thing. That's right. All right, y'all. That is it for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the new subscribers, the new fan we just met at Casa Humilde who subscribed to the show. Thank you to our listeners for sticking with us through 282 weekly episodes, plus all the live events. Thank you to our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans. Check us out on our socials. They're all down there. Again, if you want to have a conversation with us, you can check out JC Dynasty Fantasy Football, FF, on the X, formerly known as Twitter. Find me at Big Z _606 Media on all of my handles. And again, if if you got something you want to talk about, argue about, or something you want to tell us about, TrueChicagoSportsFans@gmail.com. So for Ivan and JC, I am Big Z. We'll see you Sunday, and then we'll see you next week for episode 283 with another Bears victory. So until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.